Fergie and Andrew royal remarriage rumours to leave fans disappointed. Sarah Ferguson and her ex-husband Prince Andrew are at the centre of fresh speculation surrounding a possible remarriage as the couple left the royal holiday hotspot of Balmoral together. However, these hoping for a recoupling would be disappointing, according to one royal expert. Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, and Prince Andrew split up in 1992, and 27 years later, speculation they may reunite has not faltered. The couple recently spent time together at the royal family retreat of Balmoral, from where the Duchess was forced to depart early due to the sudden arrival of Prince Philip. Prince Andrew left with his ex-flame and boarded a private jet, where Fergie whisked him away to a Spanish break in Sotogrande. Will Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew get back together? The Duke and Duchess of York have remained close since their divorce nearly 30 years ago. They famously lived together after their split in 1992 to raise their children, Princesses Eugenie and Patrice. Andrew and Fergie regularly appeared in public together, and the Duchess of York allegedly keeps a room at Andrew's home in Sunninghill Park. Fergie also declared in 2013 Prince Andrew would always be my handsome prince. Rafe Heidelmenko, a leading royal commentator and historian, suggested people hoping for a royal remarriage would be disappointed. He told express.co.uk, as was demonstrated recently when they were both seen visiting the Queen at Balmoral. The Duke of York and his former wife have a close relationship, but I fear those hoping for news of their imminent marriage will be disappointed. While Fergie and Andrew continue to cultivate a close relationship, the Duchess of York's favour with more senior royals is running thin. Fergie was forced to vacate Balmoral last week as the Duke of Edinburgh arrived at the estate unexpectedly. The Duchess' quick departure is the result of a long-running dispute between Fergie and Prince Philip. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams told express.co.uk it's instructive that Sarah Ferguson has left Balmoral so soon. The Duke of Edinburgh rightly cannot stand her. Sarah Ferguson dropped out of favour with the royal family brass in 1992 when an intimate photographs emerged of her with the American businessman John Byron. The images quickly gathered national attention, and Prince Philip came to the Duchess declaring, "There but for the grace of God, go." Andrew and Sarah then separated, and the royal family forced her out from the inner circle. Sources claim Prince Philip barred his family members from helping the Duchess when she fell into financial difficulty. While there is likely no joy for York remarriage rumours, the couple's eldest daughter Patrice is likely to announce her engagement soon. One source told The Sun Princess Patrice is preparing to announce her engagement to long-term boyfriend Edoardo Mosey. The York clan is allegedly excited to welcome him, with Fergie unable to contain her motherly delight at the prospect. The source said Princess Patrice is head over heels in love and wants to marry as soon as possible and start a family. Fergie is hardly able to contain her motherly delight at another York wedding in Windsor. Eugene and Jack are delighted that Patrice has found a caring man despite his relationship pitfalls, referring to breaking off his previous engagement with ex-partner Dara Huang. Patrice was delighted to find herself in the company of easy on the eye Edo, and they started dating under the radar almost immediately. After the extended Balmoral stay, it is anticipated that Patrice will announce her engagement to Edo when back at home in Royal Lodge in Windsor. Sarah Ferguson works with investor accused of sexual offences at Eco Energy firm. Exclusive. Duchess of York has become collaboration with American self-help guru Tony Robbins, who has been forced to deny numerous allegations. Duchess of York Sarah Ferguson flashes her trademark beaming smile as she stands alongside a life coach accused of sexual offences. The image shows Prince Andrew's ex-wife after she took a job working with a renewable energy firm in which self-help guru Tony Robbins is an investor. US-based entrepreneur And motivational speaker Mr. Robbins was recently forced to deny allegations that he groped women and told audience members at self-help events to touch themselves sexually. It was revealed earlier this year that a series of former staff claimed he exposed himself and sexually harassed them over 30 years. Mr. Robbins, worth a reported £500 million, was also accused of racial slurs during presentations to followers, which his lawyers described as absurd and false. The Duchess, mother to Princesses Eugene and Patrice, took the job as brand ambassador for renewable energy firm Pegasus Holdings earlier this month. She published the photo with Mr. Robbins, 59, at the launch of a new solar power plant. Fergie, 59, told social media followers delighted to be an ambassador for Pegasus Group Holdings. As a philanthropreneur from the heart, I hope to take these mobile solar units to Africa. Following the accusation against Mr. Robbins, one follower replied, "Great work, but ditched Tony." Chairman Jay Bloom said Pegasus Holdings is grateful to have the support of Tony Robbins, an investor, and Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, our brand ambassador, as we seek to provide scalable, environmentally friendly production to the world. Tony has openly and vehemently denied false allegations made against him, and we believe his 40-year history of working tirelessly to serve and help people around the world stands for itself. We are proud and honored to be associated with both Tony and Sarah, two individuals who have and continue to seek to make the world a better place. A representative for the Duchess of York declined to comment. News of her association with Mr. Robbins came as she flew to Spain with the Duke of York after he faced fresh allegations over his links to pedophile pal Jeffrey Epstein, who hanged himself in a US jail. The Duke and Duchess were seen landing by private jet in Malaga last week. They went to the luxury Sotogrande resort, which they have visited together since 2009. Princess Haya, Dubai ruler's wife, seeks marriage protection order. The estranged wife of the ruler of Dubai, one of the most high-profile leaders in the Middle East, has asked for a forced marriage protection order in a UK court. Sheikh Mohammed Al Maktoum's wife, Princess Haya bint Al Hussein, is a third female member of his court to apparently try to run away. This month she was reported in hiding in London and is said to be in fear for her life. The case began in London on Tuesday. What happened in the High Court? Princess Haya asked for the wardship of her children with whom she left the UAE, as well as forced marriage protection order and a non-molestation order. The details of the order sought by the princess are not known. Sheikh Mohammed, meanwhile, applied for the return of his children to Dubai and also applied for the court to impose reporting restrictions on details about the orders, a request the judge rejected. Sir Andrew McFarlane ruled that there was a public interest in the public understanding in very broad terms. Proceedings that are before the court. Who is Princess Haya? The princess, who was born in Jordan and educated at private schools in Britain, is an Olympic equestrian and the half-sister of the current Jordanian ruler, King Abdullah II. She married Sheikh Mohammed in 2004, becoming his sixth and junior wife. The 70-year-old sheikh, who is the billionaire owner of Godolphin horse racing stables, reportedly has 23 children by different wives. Princess Haya, 45, initially fled to Germany to try to seek asylum there, but it emerged this month she was living in central London, specifically in an £85 million or US dollar $107 million townhouse in Kensington Palace Gardens. It is believed that Princess Haya will want to live and stay in the United Kingdom. However, if her husband demands her return to Dubai, this could cause a diplomatic headache for Britain, which has close ties to the UAE, United Arab Emirates. After she fled, Sheikh Mohammed wrote an angry poem accusing an unnamed woman of betrayal and treachery and posted it on his Instagram. Why is Princess Haya said to have run away? Sources close to the princess said earlier this month she had recently discovered disturbing facts about the mysterious return to Dubai last year of Sheikha Latifa, one of Sheikh Mohammed's daughters. Sheikha Latifa had escaped the UAE by sea with the help of a Frenchman, but it was intercepted by armed men off the coast of India. She was then returned to Dubai. At the time, Princess Haya defended Dubai's reputation over the incident, claiming that Sheikha Latifa had been vulnerable to exploitation and was now safe in Dubai. Human rights advocates said she was abducted against her will. Later, however, sources alleged that Princess Haya had become aware of new information related to the case and as a result came under increasing pressure from her husband's extended family. In July 2000, another of Sheikh Mohammed's daughters, Sheikh Shamsa Al Maktoum, who was 19 at the time, briefly escaped from the family's Surrey home. Her method of escaping by driving their Land Rover to the edge of the estate, abandoning the car and slipping through a fence on foot made headlines at the time. She was reportedly found in Cambridge a year later and returned to Dubai.